Vinicius Junior's career started out a little rocky at European giants Real Madrid, but he's been unstoppable since his third season in Spain, and it all seemed to happen overnight. Why did Vinicius Junior explode in the 2021-22 season? The right-footed, left-wing Brazilian flew to the top of world football after his incredible season for Real Madrid. This cemented him as a first-team pick for the Brazilian national team while becoming one of the most expensive players in the world. His career started out a little inconsistent, but it was obvious to see he had the power and potential to be a force on the wing. While he was destroying opposition for Brazil youth international teams, he struggled to make an impact in his first season for his boyhood club Flamengo. The São Gonçalo native had an impressive return for Brazil under-17s, with 17 goals in 19 games, which highlighted his strength in finishing, while records state he only made 2 assists during that time. For a wide player with a lot of touches on the ball, the lack of assists were a feature of his early career. Vini made his debut for the Flamengo first team in May 2017, with a brief substitute appearance, and got his first assist a month later in his second start. This showed the confidence the club had in him early to handle the physical demands of playing against grown men before turning 17 years old. The rest of that season sputtered and failed to take off, scoring just 2 more goals in the only game he started for the next 6 months. The 2018 season in Brazil turned out to be his breakout period, as news was starting to appear about a potential move to Europe. In the 12 games Vinicius played, Flamengo only lost the 1 game he didn't start, as he bagged 7 goal involvements, signalling a jump in his productivity. As one of the young stars in Brazil at the time, European clubs were always a possibility, but Vinicius Junior's breakout for club and country had alerted the best club in Europe during that period, Real Madrid. Legend Cristiano Ronaldo had just left the club, leaving a large attacking void to be filled by the young Brazilian talent.
E essa gratidão que eu tenho pelo Flamengo é uma paixão, uma gratidão que eu não tenho como explicar.
The Spanish Giants bought Vinicius Junior on his 18th birthday on the 12th of July 2018 for €45 million. Unfortunately, Vini struggled to make an immediate impact and was hampered by a minor tear to his knee ligament that kept him out from March to May 2019. The next season started off similarly for the powerful left winger, with a lot of stop-start substitute appearances in La Liga and the Champions League. Vinicius made a splash in March 2020, scoring the opening goal at home against main title contender and rivals FC Barcelona. Real Madrid went on to win comfortably 2-0, with Vini terrorising the left wing directly against the best Barcelona defender, Gerard Piqué, who switched out on the winger only to be beaten regularly for pace and power. This was something of a false dawn for what Vinicius had promised from his early days, as he continued his underwhelming return through the 2020-21 season. However, things would change for the maturing winger as the 2021-22 season began. The major difference that could account for this switch in productivity could have been down to the change in manager. Real Madrid legend Zinedine Zidane stepped down as manager at the end of the season, and was replaced by veteran Italian manager Carlo Ancelotti in the summer of 2021. Ancelotti's techniques for management are not well known, but he does have a tendency to have a more relaxed approach that seems to get the most out of the best players in the world. Despite the success of Zidane's tenure at the club, maybe he asked for too much discipline from Vini, which may not have been right for him at that stage in his career. Ancelotti was clearly brought in to bring a new dynamic to the club after losing talisman Ronaldo, and he needed to get more production out of new players. Madrid had anticipated the loss of key players by signing Eden Hazard, Luka Jovic and fellow Brazilian Rodrigo, but none of these contributed at the time. Gareth Bale, Isco and young attackers Odegaard and Ceballos also failed to contribute or left the club, giving plenty of time for Vini to take advantage of. Before the 2021-22 season, Vinicius Junior's playing style had been dominated by his over-reliance on his pace and power. This would often lead to him running the ball out of play for a goal kick a few times per game, which frustrated his teammates and Real Madrid fans alike. This lack of control was also highlighted by his low number of assists from wide positions. He managed to tie his assist tally from his first 3 seasons of La Liga and Champions League football in his 21-22 La Liga season alone with 13, while adding another 7 in European competition. This major shift showed he was no longer playing with a one-track mind to score and opened his game up to contribute more for his teammates. One major difference in his playing style was his willingness to dribble in-field more often during this season, which may have been an instruction from his new manager. Being forced towards the corner flag in previous seasons often hurt his ability to get the most out of his physical gifts, while also reducing his interaction with his teammates with short passes. This was symbolised by an incredible goal against Sevilla, where he cut inside on an unexpected defence to rocket a shot to the far post with his right foot. It was almost like no one saw it coming. His expected goals per 90 minutes jumped from 0.3 in 2020-21 to almost 0.5 the next season, meaning his average shot had an increased chance of being a goal by 20%. More of his shots in general were coming from areas that were more central and closer to goal, helped mainly by his developing relationship with French striker Karim Benzema. The 21-22 season saw dramatic increases in Vini's statistics across the board, from touches, carries and progressive distance per 90 minutes. There was also an increase in expected assists, key passes and his general expected build-up per 90 minutes. His expected goal chain, which shows involvement in teams' build-up before a shot, rose over 1 expected goal per game for the 21-22 season. This suggests he was playing deeper in the team and getting more involved in the build-up play instead of years prior, where he may have been waiting for the ball to arrive or holding the team's shape. As a player that relies on speed and power, starting his movements deeper near the halfway line could have given him more space to read the defence and allow him more time to make key decisions at the right time. Vini's outstanding season saw him destroy opposition in both La Liga and the Champions League, as Real Madrid won both competitions that season. The Rock Nation athlete scored the only goal in the Champions League final against Liverpool in 2022, securing the double for Ancelotti's first season in charge. Despite late season wobbles against Barcelona and Madrid rivals Atletico Madrid, Real won almost every game in the second half of the 2021-22 season. Vinicius Jr. amassed an incredible 30 goal involvements in 2,700 minutes, which equals a goal involvement exactly every 90 minutes of football played in La Liga. This consistency moved him to the starting lineup of the Brazilian national team, despite playing in the same position as Brazilian and world football superstar Neymar. Vinicius' electric pace matching his production rate pushed Neymar into the number 10 role as a second striker during the World Cup in Qatar in December 2022.
Qual que é seu ídolo no futebol?
Neymar.
E quem é melhor, Messi ou Cristiano Ronaldo?
Messi.
Despite an impressive goal and assist against South Korea in the first knockout round of the World Cup, Brazil failed to hold on to a Neymar goal in extra time against Croatia in the quarter-finals and later lost on penalties. Vinicius had been catapulted to stardom in world football after his incredible season following Ancelotti's appointment as manager. A dramatic change in his playing style saw him more engaged in build-up and interaction with his teammates. This created better chances for goals and assists while removing issues of staying wide, which could have made him more predictable. With the double win of La Liga and Champions League titles in 2021-22, Vinicius Jr.'s season-wide performance will go down as one of the greatest years in Real Madrid history. Brazil's performance in the World Cup ruined a tremendous year for the Rio de Janeiro local, but his explosion onto the global scene had put everyone on notice.